So I guess we come to the closing question. Let's talk about the tips and pointers that you would like to give to those entrepreneurs in the Arab region. What do you think? I guess tools or things that you think are worth pursuing to pretty much make it big.
I think that that at one level there's kind of almost a paradox, which is in order to get big, you have to think big, right? I mean, if you think about building a $500,000 business, you may build a $450,000 business. If you really think that you can change the world or change a game or something in society, there's a bigger chance to do it. I mean, it sounds kind of trite and soft, but it actually, I think, proves itself everywhere in the world. And it's, I think, a very, very important thing. With that, though, has to come, and this is where it's kind of a paradox, it's got to have a sense of modesty. I mean, I have to tell you, I've met young entrepreneurs around the world who, it's like they just saw the social network and they've decided they're the hip new person, they're going to throw big parties and do all sorts of kinds of stuff, and they're more style over substance people. And when you meet a guy like, Amar Ramadan from Vimov, this guy gets up in the morning, go to bed, and I think about execution. If you meet, Ronaldo at soup.com, this guy is getting up in the morning, go to bed at night, thinking execution. You also know that they're thinking about building the biggest e-commerce presence in the Arab world, and where that may go beyond it, you don't know. But it is this sense of humility, the sense that tomorrow could all go away. I got to listen to other people. I've got to learn from other people. I do not have all the answers, because none of us have all the answers ever, and all of us have made tremendous mistakes. It's profound, which leads me to my third observation. And if you and I have this conversation, this will be, I think, one of the harder things 2 years ago, and I think it's opening up in very important ways, which is just finding good mentors. And those mentors can be investors, but the fact is there are a lot of people in the Middle East who built incredible companies in different fields, and they've been through a lot of experiences. And when we're entrepreneurs, I had this experience when I ran my startups. At some point you just get so locked with all the gremlins in your head about what's going on. You become so convinced of certain logic to what you're doing that you need someone to pull you out, to even question the premise, so that you're then able to do what's probably the most important thing in entrepreneurship, which is separate the wheat from the chaff. In some respects, I used to say that a great entrepreneur is someone who's dropping balls every day. But as long as you know why you drop them, you're making priority shifts. There's nothing wrong with making a mistake. You can go back. I used to say to my board 100 times, they ask me, why the hell did I do something? And I'll say, I knew it was an option. I thought about it. I chose this instead. I was wrong. I'm back on track. Nothing wrong with that. But you got only 24 hours in a day, and usually not a lot of capital, and a growingly competitive market. In the case of, obviously, the Middle East, there are other dynamics that are going on that add complexity. So having that sense of focus and motion and activity, and having people around you that can help you clear your head, but not get in your way either, with this combined sense of thinking big and having humility, is, I think, an incredibly powerful recipe. I can usually pick off these entrepreneurs I almost know within 10 minutes, but I've got a woman or man that's sort of got that framework going with whatever great product they're building.